everyone. Today we are talking about RWBY Volume 3. My name is Barbara Dunkelman, and I'm the voice of Yang Xiaolong, and I'm joined by...
I am Lindsay Jones, voice of Ruby Rose. Hello.
Carrie Shawcross. I'm the showrunner and voice of Neptune.
Let's get into it. So, my first question for you guys, what do you think sets Volume 3 apart from the first two volumes of RWBY?
The big obvious one is, Monty Oum, the creator, passing away between Volume 2 and 3. And we'd started some pre-production, but I mean, largely it was after his passing. So, I mean, that was a huge difference.
Yeah.
Every single way, really. Our feelings ended up in Volume 3.
Yeah.
Because of that. I think there's no doubt about that. And honestly, I mean, that's what art is, though. Yeah. Right? It's where you're at in life and what's going on and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
What motivated me a lot was just thinking that this is exactly what he would have wanted us to do, because ultimately he wanted to make something with his friends. I think that he would have been very upset if we'd stopped.
Yeah. Part of his joy was bringing joy to others and, creating.
Yeah.
And I think it would have been an incredible disservice if the show was just stopped after what happened. And I agree. I think it's really wonderful that it got to move on and continue on.
Monty was the kind of person who would believe in someone even if they didn't believe in themselves necessarily. Continuing with that spirit and having that in mind of like, he believed you could do it. So, you do it.
Volume 3, I think a lot of people could agree with this. The tone shifts a lot.
For sure, yeah.
Specifically like the last 2-3 episodes.
And that was always the plan.
But I think it's when the show becomes very real. A lot of twists happen, a lot of big moments that kind of change the trajectory of the whole story. And I think it was just really exciting to see everyone's reaction to that. And I think that's when a lot of people got very invested, including myself. Just kidding. I was invested from the start.
Whoa.
I promise.
I think a good way to summarize it, which I think I saw online not too long ago, is like Volume 1 and 2, Team Ruby and Juniper and friends were like in a bubble, and then the bubble is burst in Volume 3. It's like, in Volume 3, we have this exciting tournament arc coming in, but along with that, you get to meet Crow, you get to meet Winter, you get to meet these hunters and huntresses who are so experienced and have a lot of fights under their belt, quite literally.
Yeah, you get to see like where our characters like are heading. Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. The first two volumes, you're like, wow, like these girls specifically are like really OP. I'm like, well, hang on, let's just wait and get some scaling level here, and then you get to like the Crow and Winter fight is so cool, and that's when you get to see these new combo of attacks, like all this like military training behind Winter. Like it was so impressive. I loved it.
A lot happens in Volume 3, but do you guys have any particular favorite moments either from the show or production?
I have a few, but one that sticks out to me, which I'll never forget. We lost a few dear friends in Volume 3, specifically when Penny gets halved, we'll call it. Yeah, it's like there's a joke about she turns into quarters. And I was like, that's kind
Penny
of funny.
did turn into quarters.
Some dark humor there. You guys gave me the line of leave her alone. Ruby picks up Penny's weapon, is defending Pyrrha, and as an actor, you really want to put all of your investment and energy and emotion into any lines. So this was 3 words, and you're like, you need to try and convey the most amount of loss, sadness, rage, and
we need a paragraph in 3 words.
Right, yeah. I was like, okay, I can do this. I can do this.
And you did.
And you did. Thank you.
Ruby? Leave her alone!
I really like it a lot, and I watched that scene too, and like I can't help it. I start like getting worked up and start crying. I'm like, man. To me, also that was like Ruby's first big call to action. Like, okay, you said you wanted to be a hunter. This is what it's like. This is it.
I think for me, because of the tournament and so many different teams fighting, like just getting to come up with the different like biomes we had for the tournament and like the different ways they could fight, it felt a lot like we all had our action figures and we were like,
fight.
Yeah. Now they fight and now kiss. But it's like okay, but what if there's a volcano, or like what if they're in the ocean and one of the characters can't swim? There was just a lot of fun variety there that you normally don't get to see in just one season, because it's like you go somewhere and it's the icy area, so everything's icy, but this was everything's everything
all at once. For me, there's a lot of favorite moments, but something I've always loved doing with the RWBY community is watching reaction videos of people who've watched the episodes and seeing them react in real time to what's happening. You guys told me very early on, even before the first episode of RWBY ever came out, that Yang was going to lose her arm. There's even a line in the yellow trailer about being asymmetrical, which I think was kind of a nod to that. But I woke up that morning that the episode was going to come out so excited to watch the reaction videos to the arm getting sliced off.
Well, because up to that point too in the show, like we hadn't really set the tone to be a show that would do things like that.
Right.
We kind of wanted that to kind of, for lack of a better term, like smack people across the face and be like, nope, there's big stakes here. Things can happen. Yeah,
exactly. And I think just seeing how invested people were in the show and reacting as strongly as everyone did was really like moving to see because it shows that you guys did such a good job of like building up these characters in this world and the story that people had such an emotional reaction and attachment to what was going on. And that was just a really exciting moment.
Thank you. Yeah. We all did a great job.
Yeah. It's true. Good work, team.
If you want to watch Volume 3 either for the first time or the millionth time, like me, it's available right now on Blu-ray, so go grab it.
It's always time for 1,000,001.
$1,000,002?
3?
Stop it.
Never ends.